Okay, people, here's my spin. Until you become God, and until you go to hell for any sin you perceive I have committed, you have no right in telling me what I can and cannot do in my own life. You have no right putting your religious rules in public law. If me and my doctor, if I was younger, decided I needed an abortion, that decision is between me and my doctor, not you. You won't go to hell for whatever I do. You have no right to say what I do. If it doesn't affect you, your family, or your home, it's not your business. You don't have a right to make a law to make it your business. If you're not in love with some same-sex person and want to marry him, whether or not I marry another woman or whether or not I marry another man or marry a man is none of your business. You have no right making a law for the public to stop me from doing that. That is not your right. You have your church, you have your religious organizations, and you have your homes. Me marrying another woman will not affect your home, your church, or your religious organization. It affects me, nobody else. So you have no right putting your nose into it. However, when you're running around during a pandemic saying you don't want to wear a mask or get a vaccine, your choice there affects the public. Because unless you choose to stay at home and stay away from the public, you are potentially infecting others. You can't infect somebody else with an abortion. You can't infect somebody else with a same-sex marriage. But you can infect somebody else with COVID. But you're out there hollering, my body, my rights. When you're going around without a mask and without vaccinations, it's not your body, your rights. It's your body, your kid's body, your neighborhood's body, your community body, your state's body, the nation's body. Every person that ends up getting infected from you, that ends up infecting somebody else, that infects somebody else, that infects somebody else. Remember, our whole country is full of COVID from a few people coming to this country with COVID. So what your body, your choice is doing is infecting everybody and affecting everybody. What a woman does when she chooses, heartbreakingly has to choose to get an abortion, either because she was raped, or she was molested, or maybe because the baby has a horrible birth defect, or maybe because the woman might die if she gives birth to that baby. That is her choice. That's not your choice. I can understand wanting to outlaw using abortion as a means of birth control. But if a woman is on birth control and gets pregnant, she didn't expect to have that child. She did everything she could do to not have that child. She should have a choice. Now, a woman shouldn't be going out there without birth control, getting pregnant, and then getting an abortion. I don't believe in that. But that's my choice not to believe. Now, if she goes out and has abortion, I'm not going to hell for her. Neither are you. Leave her alone. If she goes out and gets pregnant now, has an abortion, and then next year does it again, next year does it again, fine. Make a law that when they do that, that they have to have their tubes tied. I can understand that. But if it was a one-time mistake, and unless you're willing to adopt that baby, because our system is full of children that nobody wants to adopt, especially those with birth defects, that are being neglected and abused, and you have nothing to say about them. So shut your mouth about these mothers. Leave them alone. The choice is hard enough. And a woman gets an abortion for many reasons. Not only because she was raped, not only because her baby has a bad birth defect, not because the baby has affected her life, but also because there's a baby in her body that's already dead. And you guys are hanging out outside these abortion clinics, hollering at these women, and these women are heartbroken. They're destroyed because their baby died inside of them. And that baby's too big to pass on its own. So instead of letting that baby become an infection to her, she needs an abortion. But you're out there acting like the fools and thinking you got a right to put your religious choices in other people's lives. I believe in God, I believe in Jesus Christ, but I also believe I do not have a right to push my beliefs onto anybody else. I believe in it so much I became a minister. I'm not a traditional minister. I don't believe I have a right to push my religious beliefs on anybody else. And I know damn well that I'm not going to hell for anybody else's sins. Leave them alone. It's not your right or your place. And until you can catch an abortion like you can catch COVID, and until you can catch same-sex marriage the way you can catch COVID, you need to shut your mouth because you're just a dirty little ugly person. Just shut your mouth and leave these people alone. And if you don't have a vagina, you most certainly don't have a right to say anything. You want to ban women's abortions? Then let's ban Viagra. Because if it wasn't for some of these men who can't get it up getting Viagra, some of these women wouldn't need an abortion. Let's ban penis enhancements. Because if some of these men didn't have them enhancements, they wouldn't have something there to get a woman pregnant with. And that woman wouldn't need an abortion. Or how about this? If a woman ends up pregnant and the father abandons her and she needs to get an abortion, if you want to stop her from getting an abortion, then step up and force the father to take the baby. Or you adopt the child yourself. You put everything on the woman. The woman's the one who should get birth control. The woman is the one who should get her tubes tied if she don't want to have babies. The woman is the one who should take care of the baby if the father disappears. It's all on the woman. The woman's the one who should be silent if some husband went out and screwed around on his wife, especially if he didn't tell the girl he's screwing around with that he was married. She's the one who should take it all on. because she carries that baby. But when it comes time for terminating that baby, everybody's got a say on that, don't they? Ain't got a damn thing to say about the father's part in that. Oh, let's be hush hush. Don't tell anybody. He's cheating on his wife and he got her pregnant. Yeah. And you know what? He's rich enough. He could send her to another country to get an abortion. Let's ban abortions in America. Screw you! You are out there letting children be put in cages on the southern border by Trump, ripped from their mothers' hands. You're out there letting women in detention centers under Trump's administration have their uterus ripped out of them without their permission. You're out there letting all of this crap happen. Children starving, shutting down food programs for these children, and doing not a thing about it. Not giving a shit if them kids live or die, if they have a home or not, if they're in some facility where they're being neglected and abused, you don't care. But have a mother need an abortion for some reason? Oh, you're all up in her stuff as if you're going to hell for her sin. Or perceived sin. You're not God. Keep your religious beliefs out of my life. Keep your religious beliefs out of my public. You want to run your business with your religious beliefs? Zone it as a religious business. And keep your COVID to yourself. Quit spreading it and killing people. Because hell, when it comes to abortion, you care all about life. But when it comes to COVID, you could give a shit less who you kill. You're a bunch of hypocrites. There is nothing Christian about you. And what you're doing is only going to cause more problems for you. Because we are going to get sick of it. And we're going to vote your asses out. And we're going to vote people in who are going to put term limits on Supreme Court judges. Because we're sick of this crap.